when Dwayne Johnson grabs a helicopter with a
I know.
with a chain
And holds it. And holds a helicopter.
Is Marvel has thousands of my dollars already.
Got you.
Thousands.
You were got.
Because I'm already years from now. I'm still going to be watching.
They got you.
They got me from
It's
2008.
inevitable.
Okay?
They can't even stop. You can't even stop that train right now.
What is Tarkin's goal right now with this new group?
So Tarkin, of course, is in charge of the entire Imperial force. Him and Darth Vader are equals.
Yeah, where's Darth Vader?
Well, you know.
Oh wait.
Well, don't forget now, Vader this is just after Order 66. So, oh man, how cool was it?
Yes. She blows up the TVA, right? And we get a bunch of different timelines, which I'm gonna go over because there's a bunch of different ones that we actually recognize. So let's start with one of them. It's because 2020 we had nothing. You know how hard, Dad? Let's really talk about this. You know how hard it was to get through 2020? I've had something Marvel, something superhero since I was 8. Every year since I was 8. And then 2020 is like, no, nothing.
I know.
Oh, hello. I hope y'all could hear me that whole time. It's rough out here. This whole time. Can you hear me now? Like, hello? Can you hear me now? Like, I'm so sorry, guys. Okay. Been having difficulties all day with this, and I hope that the video is good. I hope that the audio is good. Just let me know in the chat at this point. Anyways, let me just start over for our highlights video. Welcome back to DNA. Today we'll be talking about Shang Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings. We have been talking about this movie for the past 2 weeks now because we were able to get early access tickets to see the movie. I don't even know when it was. It was August 23rd or something like that. And so if you're looking for a non-spoiler review of this movie, you can look on our channel we've done several non-spoiler reviews because we've been really excited about this movie. But now I'm going to do a spoiler review for the people that have seen it, or if you're seeing it tonight, you could save this for your you could put this on your watch later list and see what I thought about this movie. I am going to start it out as a non-spoiler. I'll start it out like a little bit about what I thought about the movie because I got to see it a second time today. And then we're gonna get into some spoilers, some things that I liked, some things that I didn't like, because I've been praising this movie, but there's some things that I didn't like that I couldn't talk about because it's spoilers. The character dynamics, all of those things. We will also be talking about What If, episode 4. The title was What If Doctor Strange Lost His Heart instead of his hands? That episode was a whole different thing. It was just a completely unexpected and it was a flip of the script of the original story that we knew in 2017 of Doctor Strange. So we're definitely going to talk about that. I also want to talk about Titans. Have y'all seen Titans season 3? I fell off the show after like season 1. Season 1 was like good. It was a fun time. And then I saw that they put it on HBO Max and I was like, I gotta watch Titans. So we'll be talking about that. And then lastly, we'll be talking about Selena Gomez's new show, Murders in the Building. We'll be also getting into that. So let's start out with I'm peeking. Sorry. So let's start out with our review of Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings. Okay, so this movie was great. Okay, I initially gave this movie a 9 out of 10, and I'm putting this now at a 8 out of 10. After seeing it again, after getting off the hype train, it is an 8 out of 10. It is a solid 8 out of 10. Okay, this is a movie that you need to go see if you are a huge Marvel fan. If you're a fan of kung fu movies, if you're a fan of action movies, if you're a fan of Marvel, this is a movie to go see because it's everything that you want in it. The action, the character dynamics. Simu Liu is a superhero. Like Shang Chi, Simu Liu is a superhero. He is a 10 out of 10 superhero, and he fit in with Marvel like it was another day. Okay, the story overall, I say that the beginning of the movie, the first hour, is stronger than the end of the movie, in my opinion. Like, I guess we're getting into spoilers now. Right after, so in the beginning, we meet we meet Sean. He's known as Sean, and Katie, which, oh my gosh, I have here. Hold on. I have my little Funko Pops of them. We meet Sean and Katie, and they're best friends, and they work as valets. And we just get a little bit of introduction of who they are and how, they don't really take life as serious as people think that you should, even though they're happy, they're content with their job, they're content with their life. And then on the way to work, on a bus, these like kung fu men attack Katie, and Katie's like, Sean can't fight. And like the guy like smashes her face into the window, and Sean is like, all right. Well, Shang she knows him as Sean at that time. He's like, oh, you go ding ding ding, bet. And that bus scene. That's my favorite scene in this whole movie, is the bus scene. There are some great, like throughout the entire movie, there is great fight scenes and kung fu scenes, but the bus scene is my favorite. And when he goes off and he fights the guy with the sword, I forgot his name, Razor or something. That's when it's really good. Sorry, hold on. That's when we really get into it. And so Katie finds out that Sean is actually Shang, and she's like, how are you changing your name from Sean to Shang? That's how your dad was able to find you, because his dad is trying to take this necklace from him and his sister. And so after that fight and he loses his necklace, he's like, okay, I got to go find my sister. And so Katie goes with him to find his sister, right? And this is where I kind of get off the train, and this is kind of where I lose, where the story loses me, is when like they're fighting on this bus, like going all out fighting on this bus for the necklace. And then he goes and fights his sister, and they have this huge fight on the side of the building. Great fight scene, great camera work, all this stuff. And it's a high-powered, dangerous situation. And and then they get the sister's necklace. And what you're wondering, you're like, well, what's going on? Why did the dad need these necklaces? Like, what's going on? It's like he's gonna use them to take over the world or something like that, like something big. And right when Simu Liu, see how I get them mixed up, because Simu Liu is so perfect in this role that I'm like, he is the character. Shang Chi is about to kill like this guy that he used to train with, and then his dad shows up. And like, it's just, his dad shows up and explains why he needs the necklaces, and it's because he's hearing his wife. He's hearing his wife's voice, and he needs the necklaces to find her because he thinks that she is in captivity instead of dead, but really she is dead. And so he needs these necklaces to find her. And so why don't you just contact your kids and have a conversation about them and tell them that? Because that's what he ends up doing anyways. So like, I feel like the fight scenes are diminished in a way. And it's like, what was the point of the fighting? What was the point of all of this just for you to explain it anyways? Like, you were trying to take it. like which you already had, like you had it. So why did you need to? Why did like you know what I'm trying to say? Like it just kind of took me out of the movie. No, am I the only one? I don't know. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm peeking for some reason. Let me make sure that I can still. Okay, y'all can still hear me. I'm sorry. Okay. But that part of it took me out of the movie with the whole I need the necklaces, we're in a huge fight scene, but then I'm going to take you along with me for the ride and we're just going to have a fun time and a family time. Because right after that scene when he's like, I told my henchmen they weren't going to be able to kill you. I'm glad I didn't disappoint. And then they go to his hometown and they have dinner together. And it's just like, weren't you literally trying to kill me like 2 seconds ago for this necklace? But yeah, right up until the dinner, the movie starts to decline for me. I'm not saying that the movie just drops and it's bad or anything. I'm just saying that the pacing slows down a little bit. And you feel kind of a lull, which is needed because we do need exposition. We do need to know why we're here. We need history. We need story. And so there's that. But then it picks right back up once Simu Liu's sister, Shang-Chi's sister, Xiu Lang, she breaks them out and she's like, I know how to get out of here. So they try to find his mom on their own, which we get to see what's his name? Trevor. We get to see Trevor again, which we've seen him in Iron Man 3 as the Mandarin, as like the fake Mandarin. And it was cool to see him. And he was great. Like his comedy was perfect in this. And in my written review of this movie, when speaking of comedy, Awkwafina's comedy felt more forced other than like Trevor's comedy in this movie was a lot better. Like it landed and it felt more natural. Ben Kingsley is the actor, and his comedy feels more natural rather than Awkwafina in this movie. It felt a lot forced, and it's not her fault because she has to go off the lines. Like it's not like a stand-up comedy kind of thing, like where she's just, but she has to go off the lines and stuff like that. So like maybe it doesn't feel right, but she has to do it anyways. So it's not really her fault, but that's fine. Anyways, so once we find the area where his mom used to live and all this stuff, that's where the movie picks up again, where we're getting a lot more history. Shang-Chi is learning the ways of his mom used to fight with his aunt, which she was 10 out of 10. Loved her character. Loved the scene between his aunt and him learning the flow of like the wind or something like that. It's just it was so perfect because then it was used, of course, at the end, and we see the differences. I'm skipping to the end now. Where we see the differences between Shang and his dad, Wenwu, and the way that Shang uses the rings, he uses it as the wind, and it instead of on his hands and using it as a punch force, like his dad always taught him to use just to punch and go. Shang used it differently, and we got to see the differences. That was really cool. A little bit of a problem that I had with the ending was the dragons. I liked the dragons. They actually looked really good. Like the CGI looked really good. But then I was like, I feel like it took away. Like we were talking about this dad the whole time. We're talking about him and trying to get his wife. And then it's a spoiler, he dies. So like, he dies before the climax. I feel like the climax is the dragon, so he's like already dead, and it's just like I wish that there was more fight scenes, even more. I know you're thinking there's already a lot. I wish that there was even more fight scenes with them, or it was longer, or I don't know. It's just we get to the dragons. When I first saw the movie, I wasn't for it. I was kind of like, all right, we're the big CGI monsters. Here we go. But the second time seeing it, I'm like, I actually really like this. This is actually pretty cool to see the dragons. But I'll understand if I listen to some reviews about this movie, if people are like, I like the Wenwu and Shang Chi's fight scenes better than the dragon scenes. I'll definitely understand. But this movie overall, I give it an 8 out of 10. Now, it was a 9 out of 10 because of my excitement, but I give it an 8 out of 10 now because, you know, the story got away from me. But I give it, I don't know how to explain it, but I give it an 8 out of 10. I still put it next to, I don't know, maybe now I don't put it next to, I don't know. I still put it next to Thor Ragnarok. I'll still put it next to that. Ant-Man. I don't put it next to Civil War anymore. That's out the window. But yeah, I it's still A tier. B tier, I guess, because it's an 8 out of 10. It's still B. It's B tier now. It was A, but it's B now. Anyways, that's my spoiler review of Shang-Chi. Sorry, that was kind of all over the place. I was kind of flustered because of the camera. I was having camera, like, I'm not even all the way in frame. Like, I'm having camera struggles, mic problems, because it sounds like I'm peaking. And so I feel like I need to be farther away from the mic, but I don't know. I'm having camera problems, mic problems, word problems. Sorry about this review. My dad's not here to do so we can bounce off ideas or anything like that. He is on a trip. He is doing things. But he'll be back next week to talk more about movies, of course. So we're gonna move on now to What If. Let's do purple for What If. Is this the right one? Oh, it's on the floor. Hold on. Okay, we are going to do purple for What If. And so we're going to talk about What If episode 4. What if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? And at first I was like, so is this going to be like an Iron Man kind of thing? Like, what if Doctor Strange became Iron Man? Because that's, Iron Man lost his heart. But no, he lost his girlfriend. And that was really interesting. And the Ancient One tells him, this is an absolute, you can't reverse this. But he's like, I will figure it out. I know that I can reverse this. And that's what takes over his mind. He is so caught up in becoming more powerful that he used the excuse of, I want to get my girlfriend back, that it takes over. And for centuries, man, you're like absorbing these powers and getting stronger and stronger for centuries. Do you even remember what she looks like at this point? Like, he tried, how for centuries, sorry, it just gets to me. How for centuries are you looking for this, are you trying to get her back? It's so crazy. And my brother, in our initial review on Wednesday of this episode, was saying this was an episode about how a villain is born. Like, I feel like we don't see that a lot in movies or in TV shows, is the development of a villain, which I actually will get into with Titans, because wow, what a show. But we see the beginnings of a villain and how they get so wrapped up in one idea that they don't even think of something outside of that idea. They don't even try to think of a different solution. And we bring up Thanos with that. Thanos is so wrapped up in his one idea. He's like, genocide, 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 when you could have doubled the earth. You could have thought of different ideas. You could have used the gauntlets to do something else, but you couldn't think of anything else. You just were like, I'm stuck with this one idea. I'm right. This is it. And that's how it was with Doctor Strange. It was so cool to see him use these powers and be different from what we know from the 2017 movie and from Infinity War and Endgame. And now it makes me more excited about Spider-Man No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness, because I would love to see Doctor Strange become the Sorcerer Supreme. I know he is already, but I feel like we haven't seen that extent, because we saw him in Infinity War, which was amazing, use more powers and stuff. Doctor Strange, the movie, was the beginning of his power, so it wasn't like to its full extent. But I think that in No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness, we'll get it to that full extent. So this episode made me excited for that, because he was doing a lot. The graphics looked great. The action, of course, I loved it. My favorite scene was him absorbing everything, absorbing all of those creatures and all of those powers, and just seeing the day night, day night, day night. That was really cool. What was another thing? The ending, the way it ended. I was like, when I was watching it, I was like, you know what? It's a what if. They should let the villain win, but they're not. They're not. And they did. They let the villain win because we don't see that enough. We always see the hero We always see the hero figure out a way to save the day. But I was like, you know what? Just do it. Let the villain win. And they did that. And I was like, whoa. And the thing is, Doctor Strange was so powerful and so like Sorcerer Supreme that he was able to talk to the Watcher, which is supposed to be pretty much us. So he broke the fourth wall because the Watcher breaks the fourth wall. So he broke the fourth wall, you know? The fourth wall. And he talked to the Watcher, and the Watcher was like, you were warned several times. No, I cannot interfere. And if I could, I would. Don't get me wrong. But this is the consequences of one person that can break the entire multiverse. And I think that this episode is hinting to something else. This episode is helping us learn how the timeline works and how multiverses work and how universes work. You know what I mean? It's this, I feel like this show is like an encyclopedia of Marvel, helping us figure out, okay, so this is the multiverse. This is how it works. One person can destroy a whole universe. What if that happens in Multiverse of Madness, where Wanda gets so wrapped up in her getting her kids back that people are continuing to warn her, stop, don't do this, like stop. You can't do that. And then you mess up our universe in some way. Or she goes to a different universe and destroys that universe trying to get her kids back. And then we'll already be ready. So we can just kind of get into the movies like it was with Endgame, where Endgame just started and there was no backstory. Like you just had to get on the train. If you didn't know what was going on, that's too bad, you know? So I think that Doctor Strange, What If is getting us ready for the movies, you know, because people are saying that I didn't look into it, which I should have. I've heard that What If is canon. Like it's different universes that have happened, not particularly in our universe, of course, but in other universes that is technically canon, which is interesting. Back to the end of the episode, when he was stuck in that like purple gem, I really thought that we were going to see a hand pick that up and be like Power Stone and put it in like that little thing from Guardians of the Galaxy. I really thought so. I was like, ooh, is this how Infinity Stones are made? When people mess up a universe, they make a Infinity Stone, but no, it wasn't. But it looked like the Power Stone, right? I like this episode. Still didn't like it as much as the Star-Lord episode. Hey, my little Star-Lord. I love it. I still give this episode is still a 10 out of 10 for me. An actual 10 out of 10. I know I use that word. I know I say that a lot, but I actually mean my full review of this is a 10 out of 10. But for this episode, I'm trying to compare it to episode 3. Because I put it on the same plane as that. So I don't even remember what number I gave it. So I'm going to say 8.5 out of 10. Because this episode was good. I'll rewatch it, but I don't see myself putting it on several times like with Star-Lord. I'm excited. I don't know what the next episode could be. I really don't know what episode 5, because we have 4 more episodes. Nope. We have 5 more I'm trying to do math. Yeah. We have 5 more episodes in this season. So it could be the Killmonger episode. It could be, blah, blah, blah. I don't know which one, but it's exciting. So let me know down in the comments what you thought of this episode and what theories you have. Oh, I forgot to say one more thing. I personally think that all these episodes are connected, and we're going to end up seeing them all come together in episode 9, because that octopus from Doctor Strange looked like the octopus in Captain Marvel, right? So what if that was that? Like, you know, maybe it wasn't, but I think that all these episodes are connected from what I've seen on the trailer for What If. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that these episodes are connected, or are they just separate stories? I don't know. But anyways, let me know what you thought of What If episode 4. What if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? We are going to now move on to DC's Titans. I am back on the train, people. I am back on the DC train, and you need to get on the train as well. And you think, oh, Alea, no, DC is trash. DC movies are trash. That's it. Do not come for the TV shows and don't come for their animations. DC movies are trash, not their shows. Titans? Okay, if you hopped off the train after season 1, I get it. Season 1 was an introduction to the characters. And looking back on it, I'm like, okay, it was good. Like, cool. Beginning of season 2 is what took me off the train, because that first episode of season 2 was absolute trash. I was like, why was this? Why? Like, it was just so bad, and it didn't even tie into season. Like, it did tie into season 1, but it just the season 1 cliffhanger was so good, and then season 2 episode 1 episode was just why? I can't even get into it. But then you continue, then you finish season 2. You finish season 2. We get Superboy. We get Jason Todd. We get a better character of Gar. Gar gets so much better. Rachel is still annoying. Sorry, guys. She doesn't get any better. But the only thing that I didn't like about season 2 is that Starfire and Robin don't have a relationship. They don't have any dynamic at all. I can't even remember what I'm trying to say. Season 2 is very good, because then we also get Nightwing. Robin turns into Nightwing. And I was telling people on my Snapchat how this show represents everyone. Think of a person, you're in the show. People of color, LGBTQ, disabled. The ratio between women and men in this show, it's 50-50. The way that they pass the Bechdel test every 10 minutes, and the Bechdel test is the easiest test that for some reason everyone fails. It's two women having a conversation that is something other than that is about something other than a man. Sorry, two women having a conversation about something other than a man. That's it. That's the test. Like, why is it so hard? This show in a season or two has done better than Marvel in 10, 11 years. I guess where are we? 18, 19, 20, 21, 13 years. 13 years. We barely passed the Bechdel test in Marvel movies. We had a 2-minute scene that may have mentioned LGBTQ. We have people of color, but we have Black Panther the movie, and we have Falcon the Winter Soldier, which is both really recent stuff. Women movies, we have Captain Marvel, we have Black Widow. Black Widow should have been come out. And Captain Marvel also didn't come out at the right time. 2019? No. Yeah. 2019, right before Endgame. Come on. So, you see what I'm saying? But then we go to Titans, and there's more women than men. And I'm like, whoa. And it's just normalized, and it's just great. Let me get to season 3 now. Season 3 is so good. Season 3 is so good that I want to fight the screen a little bit. Dick Grayson is the greatest character I've ever seen in my whole life. No, I'm obviously exaggerating, because I just love Dick Grayson. Just he's great. He's a great character. He is savage, no mercy. He doesn't care about anyone because of how Bruce raised him. I can just go on and on about this show. I'm not even making any sense. I'm sorry. I don't want to spoil it for y'all. I want you to go watch it for yourself, because it's just so good. And then, sorry, I'm screaming. And then they go off the comics with Jason Todd. And if you know what happens with Jason Todd, they go off the comics with Jason Todd in the first episode. I don't want to spoil it for you. It's on HBO Max. Go watch that. Go watch the show. Next week with my dad, we're gonna go into Titans because I want y'all to watch it for yourself. Okay? The most recent episode, when I say that they represent everyone, they represent also disabled. Barbara Gordon, who is a Batgirl, the actress, only has one leg and she is in a wheelchair. And it's not like they ignore it, but they don't make a big deal out of it. They don't be like, she can't do it because she can't walk, or she struggled to get to where she is and now look at her. They don't do all of that. They're just like, she's a human being. Let's go. She's a superhero. But move on, And she has some good fight scenes as well, and especially in this most recent episode. Sorry, like I'm shaking because I get so excited about it. Batgirl is cool, okay? And she has a fight scene in this most recent episode, and it's cool, okay? But they're when I go back to Starfire and Starfire and Dick Grayson, there's no dynamic there, and they're supposed to have a relationship. And the thing is, Dick is having a relationship with Barbara because they're having this whole like will they, won't they thing. And it's like, what happened to Starfire? Like, that's supposed to be what happened to Starfire and you from season 1. And I think that's what people have a problem with Titans. And I also have a problem with, because I'm like, why can't you be with Starfire? I don't get it. Guys, please watch the show. I'm here for it. Anyways, if you want me to get more detail with this show, I can. But we'll save that for next week. Hi, Melado. How are you doing? What does it say here? Oh, I don't know what that says. I'm so sorry. But hi. Anyways, we're gonna move on now. I'm sorry, that wasn't even a review. I take that back. This was not a review of Titans. This was a fangirl of Titans. We'll get into a review next week. So, anyways, the fourth thing I wanted to talk about was Selena Gomez's new show, Murders in the Building. Selena Gomez, you may know her from her music, Selena Gomez, and you may have initially known her from Disney Channel playing Alex in Wizards of Waverly Place, which is still a great show. That show still holds up. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. And that's not nostalgia, okay? When you go back and watch that show still holds up. The jokes are amazing. Selena Gomez is the best character there. 10 out of 10. So I was like, oh, I have to watch this show to see if Selena can still hold up, if Selena still got it. And Selena still got it. This show, she is so good in it. And it kind of reminds me of Alex. She has a little bit of hint of Alex in there. So I like to, like, in the back of my head, think, this is Alex all grown up, trying to do murder investigations. Because, wait, is she the family wizard? Or did she give that up? No, she didn't give it up. She technically is the family wizard. She is the family wizard. But like she decided to give it up. She's all older now. And she decided like, I'm just going to live a normal life. And then a murder happens in the building. And she has to investigate and see what happens. And maybe, we don't know. I cannot confirm or deny. They can't confirm or deny that maybe in the season finale, there'll be some wizardry. You don't know. You can't say no, Alea, there won't be. You can't say that to me. You don't know. But I'm just, oh my gosh, this is why I need my dad here, because I just go off. Sorry. But anyways, this show, let me give you a synopsis. Murders in the Building is a show about these two older men, so played by Steve Martin, and then the other man is Martin Short and Selena Gomez. They live in this building, and they don't really know each other. They just kind of know each other in passing. They, take an elevator together. They see each other, blah, 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 but they don't know each other. And then a murder happens in their building. And that's how they kind of come together to be friends or be acquaintances, be like people that know each other now. And the thing is, the dynamic between Steve Martin and Martin Short, I love it so much. And the two of them, their two characters, are trying to start a murder podcast because they're so caught up in like, oh, we can make a podcast out of this. Like these 70-year-old men are like, yeah, let's make a podcast out of this. And Selena Gomez, the millennial over here, being like, can we take this seriously, guys? This is a murder happened, or people think it's actually a suicide. But the three of them are like, it was a murder. We're gonna investigate it. And so that's what the show is. And it's just so interesting because you don't think, okay, let's put two 70-year-olds together and a 28-year-old, or she might have just turned 30. I feel like she's like older 20s. Let's just say 30. So two 70-year-olds and a 30-year-old together in a show. But it just works. And the comedy is great. And Selena Gomez is a straight man, as she was in Wizards of Waverly Place. And you would think, oh, well, she made the jokes. But no, she was the serious one. I feel like not the serious one, but she was like the mean one. And she has that kind of tone in this show as well. And it works. And I'm so excited because Selena is back. Like it's not cheesy. Because I think of Addison Rae. Because people are like, give TikTokers a chance. Give influencers a chance. And it's like, okay, cool. We give them a chance. And then it's trash. I probably shouldn't say that because I haven't seen the movie yet. So I shouldn't say it. But I've seen the TikToks. I've seen her acting in little clips. And she'll be like this. Wow, that's really crazy. No, that's not even. I'm still giving too much emotion. Let me get it. Wow, that's really crazy. Whoa. Okay. But I really loved you. I'm sad. I can't believe it. Like, girl, give me something. At least if you can't act, at least just go overboard. I can't believe it. Oh no. What? Like, get into it. Anyways, let me not hate. I'm sorry. I'm just really, I'm really excited about Selena, and I'm going to continue to watch the show. It's on Hulu, Murders in the Building. And yeah, I think that's it for that. I don't think I have any movie news because there wasn't a lot of, I've been all over the place today, and I do have to leave soon because life. Shang left. Oh, Shang fell. Captain America Civil War fan comic images. Bucky and Steve as children. Aww. Oh, I didn't even say about Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is projected to be the highest grossing film to come out during Labor Day weekend. It's only Friday, and they're like, yeah, it's gonna beat the box office there. But yeah, there's not. All right. Anyways, there's not a lot of movie news this week. I might have missed some things because I've had a really hectic week. And so this is kind of like what am I trying to say? This is kind of a very chill DNA, a very less professional DNA, because I feel like I'm more put together when my dad is here. Anyways, we're going to end it here. We're going to end, and I'm sorry about the framing. Anyways, we're going to end DNA right here. Thank you for watching. Shang-Chi is here. He says thank you as well. Make sure to comment down below what you thought of Shang-Chi. Let me know down below what you thought of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Have you seen Titans? What do you think of Titans? Watch Titans. Have you seen Selena Gomez's new show? And also, what did you think of What If? It got me in my feels a little bit. All right, we'll see y'all next week, and bye.